Happy Monday, friends. Fresh week, new intention. You get to start fresh, which doesn't mean you're starting from ground zero. It just means you're realigning and asking yourself what few things you need to tweak a little bit. It's never about going big or going home. It's just about being authentic to your journey, getting curious, allowing yourself to be curious without the judgment. And I think that has, for so many of us, that's the biggest struggle. I know for a long time that was my struggle, where I would beat myself up, I would mean girl myself, and I would just pull shame into the equation. And there was no reason to have shame because we're living, breathing humans. And the whole point of this journey that we're on is that we're living this life so we can live this life, so we can have the fun and we can do the things and we can feel really good about ourselves along the way, right? So this morning on Zoom, we were talking about To Be Mindset. I went all in with it last week after kind of, sort of doing what I wanted for like almost 3 weeks. And you know that expression, if you kind of sort of show up, you kind of sort of get results. It's 100% with anything we do. And we know this, but for some reason we still like to make things complicated. So if you are in a place of overwhelm, or you're not sure what to do, or you're really feeling frustrated with your body or the scale or your data, it doesn't define you, right? But your feelings are legitimate. So if that's how you're feeling, then let's do something different. Instead of sitting there in that space of being annoyed or being frustrated or having all these mean girl thoughts, take that energy and those thoughts and move them in a direction that actually gets you traction, okay? This isn't a tattoo. It's not marriage. You're allowed to try it. You are allowed to say, I'm going to pivot and try something different. I have been with Beachbody now for like 9.5 years. And I have been a diehard lover of the containers. I have done that over and over and over, and it works. It totally works. But the season I'm in of my life with my hormones, it wasn't working. And I was also being a honey badger and not actually following the plan. So I decided to go over to this, which is To Be Mindset. This is another nutrition program that you have access to if you have Beachbody On Demand. And it's more of an intuitive, figure out how to eat, how to plate your food so that you're getting everything you need, so you're still having tasty, delicious food. It's not about being a rabbit. But I started doing it. I actually started watching her videos. I talked about that last week. I'm using my food log, my journal. And the cool thing, if you don't have this book, which comes with a challenge pack, if you don't have this, you can log into your bod. You can pull up the nutrition tab, look at To Be Mindset program materials, and you can print this. You can also use a digital tracker, but I don't like digital. I like to write things down. So it tells you for every single meal what your plate should look like, how much of your plate should be vegetables, how much of it should be carbs, which, what does she call it? FFCs. I'm still learning, guys. FFCs are fiber-filled carbohydrates. It's your fruits, it's your grains, it's your beans, it's your starchy vegetables. So she gives you lists too, just like in Fixate, where if you're like, I don't really know where this falls, like what is my coffee with creamer? It's a silly food. It's all in the back of your book, and then you track it, and that's all I'm doing. I'm tracking it. I'm being accountable. I've been taking a photo every single day. I've been sharing it to my stories if you're curious. I take a photo of every meal I have, and then at the end of the day, I just put it together, and the next morning I see what my weight is. My weight is just a number, okay? I'm not all geeked out about the scale. I know some of you are gonna resist this, and if you can't weigh every single day because it totally messes with your mind, then guess what? You can do it once a week, or you can go by the measures of your pants or how they're fitting, whatever. She, the woman, the nutritionist who created this, who's lost 100 pounds, Alana Molsted, whatever her name is, she says to weigh, okay? So it's just data, and it's more about giving you insight. It's not like, oh, I had a weight loss day, or oh, I gained weight, or oh, I screwed up. It's not about that. It's about figuring out how your body reacts to certain foods, because like cauliflower always bloats me. Cauliflower is a healthy food. Like what the heck? There's going to be certain foods that you might have a sensitivity to, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's about figuring out what actually serves you, what makes you feel good, and what helps you move closer to whatever your goal is. If that is weight loss or if it is to bulk up, this is a really awesome tool in your tool chest. And if you're not utilizing the nutrition programs with BOD, if you're doing a program but not going in with nutrition, you are shortchanging yourself, okay? So I'm challenging you, take a peek at my stories and see what I'm eating, see how I'm sharing about it. I know that we can get obsessive. I know that some of us totally go all or nothing, but you don't have to do that. You can recreate your story anytime. I am a former quitter, a former go bigger, go homer. And I have changed that story throughout the years. I'm a work in progress, which means you can do the same. You can change your story. You can change your mantra. You can change and become that next level version of yourself today. You can simply just make a decision. Does it mean you snap your fingers and everything is suddenly different? No, because that's not how any of this works. All of this works when you make a promise to yourself. You ask yourself, what is it I actually want? What is it I actually need? What is important to me? How do I want to feel? How do I want to live my life? You ask yourself those questions, and then based off those questions, you make a mini plan for yourself. And if you need help making a plan, guess what? You have a guide. You have several guides in this group. And if I'm not your coach, I'm still here, happy to have a connection with you and help you make a plan. I can't do it for you, but I am on this journey. I've been on this journey for a long time. I have lost 50, 60 pounds, and I know this stuff freaking works, but it doesn't work if you don't actually trust it and go the distance. Some of you want this like 1 week, 2 week, 3 week transformation, and that is not what this is. I can tell you, after tracking my food, after taking photos, after looking at the way that Alana has like laid out the meals, like, okay, so this is my breakfast, and so half of my plate needs to be protein and half of it needs to be fiber-filled carbs, okay? So for me, I have been doing equal parts, well, 3/4 plain yogurt and a little bit of flavored Greek yogurt, a little bit of vanilla yogurt. It's flavored. There's some sugar in it. It's okay. I want my food to taste good. This is important to me, all right? So I put that in my bowl, and then I've been throwing in berries. I actually have fresh berries right now, which is so amazing, but I've been just doing frozen berries, and sometimes I would throw in some quinoa, or today I had a little bit of granola in my berries, and then I had 2 chicken sausages because I know I like a lot of protein for my breakfast. It's just how my body feels better, right? So I write it all down. I eat it, it's freaking delicious. I go about my day. Same thing with lunch. I'm like, all right, how is the plate laid out? It's 50% vegetables. It is 1/4 protein and 1/4 fiber-filled carbs. Okay, so what am I gonna have for lunch today? I don't know what we're gonna have. I'll probably have a burger. I'll have Marshall make venison burgers, and then I will have it on a salad. Like, I like to make burger salads. And then with our meal prep, I baked a bunch of Yukon Gold potatoes, and I like to chop them up into little pieces, and I spray them with a little bit of coconut oil. I put them in my air fryer with some salt. Freaking delicious. Boom, there we go. Does that sound like I'm depriving myself? No. I'm having my post-workout right here, okay? Counting that, that's a protein. And I just had a rice cake with some homemade hummus and a whole bunch of sprouts on top, which is one of my favorite snacks. Sounds super weird, but I love it. Okay, cool. I'm gonna write it in my book and know that I got a protein. Let's see, where's the snack plate? Since we're talking about it, let's talk about it. So I know that my post-workout recover, it is a protein, okay? I know that my rice cake and my hummus is gonna be a fiber-filled carb, and then I had vegetables. And I actually could have had more vegetables, but again, this isn't about all or nothing. It's not about perfection. It's just about allowing yourself to be a beginner, allowing yourself to try something different, to change your mind, to see what happens, to see how you feel, and then go forward and be epic, right? And I was telling the girls, like, I started out last week, the scale hit 170, and I know that it's just a number. I talk about this all the time. It doesn't define us. It doesn't show if we're winning or losing, but I know that's a number that's really high for me. I tend to hover around 150, 155. My body seems to like 154, which is annoying because I'd like to be back in the 140s, but whatever. We're not going to talk about it. It's just a freaking number, right? Would you look at me and think that that's what I weigh? The only people that are geeked out about a number is really ourselves. Okay, so just check it before you wreck it. So I hit 170 last week and I was really frustrated, and Carla gave me some hard truth. Carla is a freaking Jedi master when it comes to 2B mindset. She's lost a crap ton of weight. I think she's like literally on first name basis with Alana. It's true. And she was like, you need to watch the videos. Have you watched the videos? Are you actually plating your food according to this? Are you actually drinking water before you're eating? And the answer to all of those things was no, no, no. I was trying to make it my own. I was trying to recreate it. I was trying to strong arm it, and instead of actually helping me get momentum, it was making me feel shitty and bad, and like I was a big freaking failure, and I just needed to like go into a hole and eat donuts for the rest of my life. My pants weren't fitting. So I was like, all right. Challenge accepted. And I watched 4 videos last week, and I started to actually document what I was eating, and I started taking the photos because I'm like, okay, It feels weird to share what I'm eating because I feel like people are going to judge me. I eat a lot. I like to eat. Food's really important to me. But I've also found that that is a really great accountability piece for myself, because I had a couple cookies last week and I took a picture of it. It just kind of makes you think instead of the mindless eating. And something that Carla shared, that it's an Alana-ism that she said, was better in the waste than on your waist. Because how often do we do that, right? Like somebody has a leftover food, or maybe there's a little bit extra and you're like, well, I don't want to waste it, so I'll just eat it. Better in the waste than on your waist. I have thought about that so many times because it's so true. Like, I'm not really hungry. I don't need this. And after so many years following The Fix, which I freaking love that program. If it works for you, you do you. I'm just in a different place with my hormones, and I think I have to kind of reassess a little, and that's the entire point of this. It's not a diet. It's about making it a lifestyle that makes you feel good and proud and actually helps you see results. Like, I'm working out, so why do I not look good? Why do I not feel good? Why are my pants not fitting? And it's not because all of a sudden I've got this big juicy yam. No, it's because my belly was too big from all the sugar I was eating. So anyway, the point is we have really awesome world-class tools, really great programs, and it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to try something different. It's okay to be a beginner. It is okay to mess up and have to start over. That's the entire point of this journey. If you're living in you're on a perfect track, your life must really suck. I think that if everything is perfect, that would leave no room for error. It would leave no room for fun. It would create this over-perfectionist, it has to be a certain way mindset. And I don't want to live that way. I don't know about you. So on this Monday, it's a fresh opportunity for you to create a new story, to ask yourself, what am I winning at? We always talk about this, collect your wins. How am I winning? But also, what does not feel good? What is not serving me? What is creating way more angst in my life than I need? And if your angst isn't coming from nutrition, if it's coming from workouts, I'm telling you to get in the middle of the bed. I've been talking about this. We can all do this alone. All of us. You can go to YouTube, you can find some free workouts, you could have BOD and do it completely alone in your garage. And for some people that might work, but for a lot of us, we struggle with the showing up. And if nobody else knows that you have committed to this, it's really easy for you to sell yourself short, to come up with excuses, to say, I'll get to it tomorrow, or it's just, I'm too busy right now. Girlfriend, you will always be busy. This will always be something that you have to choose to prioritize. And my goal as your coach and guide is to get you out of that mindset of it has to be everything in order to count, and instead be like, how can I collect as many wins as possible today? If that means that you are legitimately crazy, that your schedule is wild, but you have 10 minutes right now, instead of getting on your phone and scrolling or overthinking the fact that I only have 10 minutes, but I need to get this 30-minute workout in, what if you just push play for 10 minutes? What if you just pushed play for 5 minutes and you collected that win? Because so much of this journey is an emotional thing. When you start to prioritize your promise, when you start to take the daily action, even when it's imperfect, and you have this filter that I am here to win, I am here to collect as many wins as possible, I'm here to hype girl the shit out of my journey, I am here to be a freaking winner right now. It's not about when you hit the goal, or when you complete the program, or when such and such unfolds in your life. All those things are great, but if you're only living your daily life for the what happens eventually, you're gonna miss out on all the magic and all the good and all the good feelings. And I want you to feel good. It's not about a number, it's not about the size, it's not about how epic or perfect or on point it all is, it's about how you feel, it's about prioritizing the journey, and it's also about you finally deciding that you're not gonna show up on the motivated days. You're gonna show up to collect your momentum. You choosing to move your body is what eventually creates that feeling of motivation. When you start to see results, when you start to feel proud, when you start to keep your promise to yourself, that is when you actually feel like, yes, I'm doing this. I have broken my old pattern. I am collecting my wins. I am building myself into who I keep saying I want to be. Instead of watching those people on social media, instead of coming up with all these reasons why you can't, or it's too hard, or you don't know when, or what are you going to do, you just get in the middle of the bed and you plug into community. You plug into the Facebook group. You plug into the BOD group. You get on freaking Zoom. We have so many opportunities to plug into Zoom. And the cool thing about that thing is I've paid for the higher access so that That link is open all the time. All the time. You can get on there and you can work out. And there's a couple girls who say that they will log on to Zoom even when no one else is there, because it's that extra layer of accountability. And that might sound weird to you if you haven't actually taken advantage of it, but I'm telling you as someone this is literally my bread and butter. This is how I contribute financially to my family. I have total plans of replacing my husband's income, doing this thing, living this life, helping you guys get momentum and results, and building a team of other people that want to pay it forward. But like, there's still plenty of days I don't want to. If I'm the only person in the room, who would know if I didn't do it? You guys keep me accountable. You keep me honest. You keep me engaged. You keep me showing up in the seasons where it is hard and it's not a priority and I don't freaking want to, but I've made a promise and I've gotten in the middle of the bed. I've shared outside of just my own head that I'm going to do this. This is the program I'm doing. This is how I'm going to show up to my journey. And it's such a freaking game changer. Get in the middle of the bed. Text me. Facebook Messenger is a black hole. So if you're Facebook messaging me and waiting for me to get back to you, you're going to be waiting for a very long time. You have my cell phone number. If you don't, you're going to Facebook message me, and then today I'm going to give it to you. All right? But like, get in the middle of the bed. Start plugging in. You're not wasting my time. I can't breastfeed you every minute of the day. Sorry. I can't. I love to, but I can't. You have to take ownership of this. You get to be the leader in your life. You get to show up and say, you know what? I'm going to do things differently, and I'm not going to be super attached to the outcome, because I know that if I make the promise and I take the daily action, if I get in the middle of the bed, if I'm okay being a work in progress, and that with this mindset of some is better than none and done is better than perfect, it will get you momentum. And more importantly, it will change your entire outlook. It will change your mindset. I am proof of that. If you had met me, it gives me goosebumps. If you had met me 10 years ago, other than the short hair and the glasses and the cats and the laundry pile, I was an entirely different version of myself. It just goes to show that you can always reinvent yourself. You can always change your story, but you have to make the decision and then take the daily action and get in the middle of the bed. Okay? So I'll be catching up on Messenger today. We have a couple more. Every single morning there's that standing call. There's a 5:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. There's an 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. We have a cooking club tomorrow night. I still haven't shared a recipe, and then there's the Sunday meal prep call, which is new. We started that last month at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and y'all know I'm not a meal prepper, but that call has really helped me so much. The last few times I've gotten on it, like I get on with like an idea, and yesterday my plan was to make granola and make cookies for my family. That was my meal prep plan. Cookies for my family. But it was something I needed to do to set myself up for success. And as soon as I got on that call with Jessica, I was like, oh, I've been wanting to make hummus. Oh, I should cut up my vegetables. Oh, I can make some chia pudding. Oh, like before I knew it, we were both an hour and a half in, and we were on mute. We said hello in the beginning, but then we were on mute and we were getting it done. And it was just about setting yourself up for success. You can't show up hungry. You can't show up with no plan. You can't just wing this. If you want to actually change your life and get results, you have to follow a plan. And the good news is there's so many different plans. There's so many freaking tools in your tool chest you have access to, including a guide to help you navigate it, all right? So in the next few days, I'm going to share all of March's tools, okay? Every single month I share a podcast calendar. Every single month I share weekly meal plans. Every single month I share a couple hybrid calendars. There will be, what else is there? There's a family fun calendar, which is just fun things to do with your family. It's not fitness related at all. There's all kinds of cool stuff, okay? There's other cool tools in your file section. There's like podcasts I recommend and books and stuff, but that's something that personal development is really personal. So if you have an obstacle in your life and there's something you know you need to work through, it's not just about food and nutrition, because the food and the nutrition is a reflection of what's happening with our heart space and our self-talk. And sometimes a lot of times we have to do that work in order to actually see all the other metrics change. It's true. That is why personal development is something I do every single day, and I want you to do. Some is better than none. Even 5 minutes listening to a podcast while you unload your dishes or you walk the dog or you drive somewhere, it all compounds. And that is time and money and energy worth 500 times. It is such a huge, important investment. If you were just here moving your body and you're watching your water and you're making sure that you are eating like you love yourself, your next thing is to do that PD. It will change your entire freaking life. And then it boomerangs into it dominoes into all other areas. It dominoes into your spouse, into your kids. You change your kids, you change a generation. I freaking love this stuff so much, okay? So there was something else I wanted to tell you. What was it? Oh, I know. March is for March, okay? So March 6th, we're starting a new theme. Yay! It's all about mindset, which is what we talk about a lot in here anyways. But officially starting on March 6th, there is a body block that you can participate in, which is beach body is now body, okay? Because we're not here for a body that looks good on the beach. We're here for a body that feels good. We're here to be proud of our journey, to be harder to kill, all those things. And so they have this new thing called a body block, and it's a live streaming workout. You don't have to do it live if you don't want to. I will be catching the replay, but there's 4 you can choose from. And the one I'm gonna do, and I'm encouraging you guys to do, is for beginners only. For beginners only, okay? It's gonna be a 3-week long thing. It's gonna be something that anyone can do. You can modify it to make it fit your life. You can ramp it up. I'm gonna be doing it in conjunction with 645 as long as my hip permits it. And it really is about, we all have to start somewhere. And I don't care how long you've been here. I don't care what your past story is. I don't care about any of that. At some point, we have to be willing to be a beginner again. That is the only way that we grow and we evolve, is to be like, okay, I need to be a beginner again. And that doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It simply means that this is an opportunity for you to grow and to level up and to get better and to be a more epic version of you. And you get to be her today. You get to be her today. So if you need that, come do that body block with us. If you want more details on it, let me know. If you need to order something to help you get better results, I'm here. I have a coupon code. I'd love to help you. I know a lot of our coaches have been inviting their peeps in. So if you're like, who are you? I'm Sarah. This is my group. I'm glad you're here. If you need help, please let us know. Tag your coach in this and be like, I need to help figuring this out. You never have to do this alone. I know that it can feel overwhelming. I know there's a lot of content and a lot of information, and that's awesome. You have so much cool stuff, but sometimes we allow that to confuse us, and we allow that overwhelm and that confusion to keep us in this safe, comfortable place, but the safe, comfortable place will not move you into your next level version of you. And it's not about a number, and it's not about a size, it's not about having a beach body. It's about feeling good. Feeling good. So be proud today. Drink your water. Listen to 5 minutes of something that inspires you and encourages you. Get in the middle of the bed. If you are struggling, if you are off track, if you feel overwhelmed, you need to get in the middle of the bed. That morning Zoom is not a club. It is not a circle of like, we have a secret fist bump. That's not what it is, okay? A lot of us were strangers when we came together, and we've created friendships, and it's a safe space where sometimes we do talk about marriage or sex or nutrition or alcohol. We talk about the things that sometimes you can't say out loud to anyone else, but it is a safe space. And I'm encouraging you to take advantage of that if you need it. Okay? Okay. That was a lot of words. So cool. It's a fresh week. It's a brand new opportunity for you to begin again, for you to make a brand new promise, for you to realign some of the things that aren't serving you. And you don't need to journal. You don't need to have this 500 paragraph, this is what I did, and this is what I need to do. No, you just get to make a decision and then take fresh action today. You get to reinvent your story. You get to be the leader in your life. You get to be the person that changes everything for your family. That's so freaking rad. So rad. Okay, guys, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I hope that you get in the middle of the bed this week. I hope that you choose to be the leader in your life. And if something doesn't feel good, well, then that's just a signal that it's the perfect time to begin again, okay? You need to surrender the guilt, the shame, the mean girl talk about, oh, I don't know what to do. What's wrong with me? Nothing's wrong with you. You're a freaking human, okay? Take this as an opportunity to reinvent, okay? Cool. Great talk. All right, I'm going to finish this. I'm going to post my accountability and encourage you to do the same. And then, I'm just going to do the rest of life. I'm going to listen to something that inspires me. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to live life. I'm going to eat good food. I'm going to take my pictures of it. I'm going to log it in my book. And then I'll weigh tomorrow without any expectation. My period is coming, so that always throws things off. Whatever. It's just information, okay? And if you're not feeling good, that is your check engine light coming on, saying it is time to pay attention to this. It's time to figure it out. It is time to stop being overwhelmed. It is time to just make teeny tiny shifts. because that's what this is about. The small, tiny things, those little wins that I'm always encouraging you to collect and document, those things turn into the big things. I know a lot of you just want this huge, give me this huge plan. You don't need a huge plan. You don't need a huge plan. You just need to take a little bit of action and allow it to compound. And then trust the process long enough for it to freaking pay off. Okay? Okay.